said to us,
spoke to us,
and in Horeb, which was, let me see, Horeb was Mount Sinai,
correct,
saying that it is too much for you. Oh no, arguing. It's too much
it's
for you.
enough for you.
It's enough for you. You've sat here long enough.
Right, that's basically saying you've been at this mountain, you've dwelt at this mountain long enough. Okay, it's time to move on. That's the next verse is going to say. Okay?
So I was
you read the Rashi involved.
That's what I was going to do. Okay, Rav Lafim Shevet. Okay, Kipshuto, V'yesh.
Meaning its meaning is Kipshuto, meaning, well, what's it? Kipshuto
its meaning is straightforward.
That's straightforward. That's one explanation, okay? That's what she says. Kipshuto, meaning understand it in its straightforward explanation as meaning it's enough time. Okay. Then
there's a story of Midrash.
Yesh Midrash, there are many Midrashic explanations.
Okay. Harbe Gedola Lachem, the Sechar Al
Yeshivatchem Bahar Hazeh
Asitem Mishkan Benora Rechelim Rekibaltem Torah Minitim Lachem Sanhedrin Sarei Alfim Sarei Me'ot. Now,
so Rashi 6 pages follows.
There are many, wise.
The Harbe Gedula Lachem. There's much greatness. I guess that's the truth.
Greatness for you and reward on, by remaining.
With regard to your dwelling,
that you're dwelling at this mountain.
Means you have to look back at what's happened whilst you've been here at this mountain.
You made the Mishkan, right, the menorah, all the vessels, and you received the Torah. Okay. Thank you. And you appointed for yourselves a Sanhedrin, thousands of
officers of thousands, and officers of hundreds.
Yeah, so you've done a lot. You should be proud of yourself.
Now, this Rashi, I found very difficult because when the order of things which Rashi mentions over here, which things Rashi chooses, and the order which they're chosen, right, it seems very strange. If you look back and what was the greatest event that happened to the Jewish people in the Sinai desert, or being at Mount Sinai? What was that?
You were saying giving in the Torah.
Right? So here, it comes in a third. Yeah, it's a third, even fourth. Right? First of all, the greatest thing is you made a Mishkan. And then, next thing is you made the menorah. More than all the other Kelim, the menorah is singled out. Why should that be singled out?
Yeah, because what are you shedding light on? I mean, a menorah should be enlightened, but if there's no Torah, you have nothing to be enlightened for.
That is true, right? And anyway, did we say that the various vessels in the Mishkan were representative of some was representative of the Torah, the Aron, for instance. It doesn't mention the Aron over here. The Ark, which was in the Holy of Holies, doesn't mention that specifically. That's the thing. Menorah is it sounds to be like the most important vessel in the.
We're looking more at form than function. Or function and form. I mean, what's the purpose of the Mishkan in the first place? It's the house of Torah.
It's the house of Torah. It's v'shalchan tipaseicha. I mean,
right. Right. So you should have His Spirit.
Right. God spoke with divine presence there.
Well, right. So that should be the top one. That God's Spirit rested on the people, and He wouldn't rest there unless it was the Torah, and then it was menorah and whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I think that's
right. I mean, you have to show in real terms what it is. You want God to come for. Why should God be there unless you want to worship God, and the only way you can worship God is to have these things.
We have a principle that the Torah is the Ikar, because even while we're in Golus, we're in exile, as long as we only have, what is left for us? What keeps the Jewish people, gives it says raison d'etre, it's right, yeah, its identity is the Torah.
Right.
And
that makes us different then.
Right, whatever. So somehow one of the Torah is not put first over here. I'm not sure why. You know. By the way, it's interesting that there are two vessels of the Mishkan which represent the Torah. One is the Oren, because first of all there were three vessels in the Mishkan which had a crown.
Oh. Well,
the Oren, right? Vasisa Zer Zahav, he had like a coronet. The Shulchan.
Oh, you did right.
Yeah, this right. It's called a coronet. That's called it a coronet engine. Okay, and the third one was the Mizbeach Hazav, the golden altar. And Chazal say these three crowns are representative of what says in the Mishnah of Avos. Shlosh Ksorim He. Keser Torah, Keser Kahuna, Keser Malchus. The Mishnah says Keser Shem Tov Ola Al Gaber. Means the name, the crown of a good name. It's really goes above all of them. But I'm not going into that Mishnah now. But we see that there's three.
Crown of a good name.
Right, three crowns. There's three realms. There's the Torah. There's Kahuna, which is the Avodah, right? And there's the kingdom, the king, who was basically provided for everybody. That's Gemilas Chasodim. That's the three pillars which the world stands on: Torah, Avodah, and Gemilas Chasodim. So those were represented by those three crowns: the Kes of the Torah, Kes of the Kahuna, which they were the pillars of Avodah. Their responsibility was to do the service in the Mishkan, to be provide the divine service on behalf of the Jewish people, and the king was provided for the people. He was the Gemilas Chasodim. That was the thing. But so there you see in that aspect the Oren was representative of the Torah, whereas we also say that the Menorah gives light, Kiner Mitzvah v'Torah Or. The Torah gives light. So the Mefarshim explain there's two aspects to the Torah. There's Nigla and Nistar. Right? There's the Torah, which is
the secret Torah,
the more Kabbalistic and the revealed Torah. So the Menorah is representative of the Ora Torah. The Torah is light, the revealed Torah, and the Oren is representative of the hidden Torah. Okay.
So by saying Menorah, he is saying Torah? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. No, I'm not just saying. I'm not answering anything. I'm just making this point over here.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have the clear explanation in this Rashi. Okay, let's move on. Yaakov, Pasuk Zayin.
Panu, turn you.
Turn.
And take your journey. And go to the hill country of the Amorites. The El Kol Shechinah. To all the places there.
To all its neighbouring
places. Arava in Arava. Bachar in the hill country. Bashefra and in the lowland. Uva-Genegev and in the south, Uva-Chof Hayam, and by the seashore, Eretz Kanani, the land of the Canaanites, Lebanon, Sahara.
We'll see what Lebanon is.
Yeah.
Well, we're referring to as Lebanon, we'll see.
Is that Mediterranean? No. Hana HaGadol, until the great river. You get to the house and Parad for
Euphrates.
Yeah, that's Babylon. Yeah.
So that's all the way to Maisa. We had this actually last week in Parshas Masei. The Torah described the borders of Eretz Yisrael. In the Maisa, in the time that was destined, that was promised to Avraham Avinu, that the borders of Eretz Yisrael would spread all the way northeast, all the way to the Euphrates.
which you did in time of Solomon, basically.
Yes, yeah. David HaMelech as well. David HaMelech conquered Syria. Okay, and then at that time, in the future, Bezat Hashem. Okay. Yes, we believe in expansionism.
Well, yeah,
But only when
why
Mashiach
not?
comes, not now. Okay?
Well, the first step is to clear the people out. And
Okay, we'll see where we
I guess we've already done that.
We'll see what's going to be. Anyway, let's not...
They say that
Yeah, we can't bring
there's an opinion that Israel looks like a valve, but really with the hay like it's really what Israel is. As you're saying with all the like Syria and Mesopotamia, it's really a square. I think that resembles
Well, the Gemara
that
says...
resembles the hay.
First of all, there's also besides that, the Gemara says that the land of Israel, first it's called Eretz Tzvi,
Yeah.
land compared to a deer.
Yeah.
And the Gemara says, what is that? In what way is it compared to a deer? That a deer, his skin is very stretched out. And as long as the animal is alive, I'm not sure, the skin is upon the animal, and it gets stretched and it can stretch out. But once you remove the skin, it contracts. That if you try to put the skin back on again, no way.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
So Eretz Yisrael is like Eretz Tzvi, meaning as long as Klal Yisrael was there in Eretz Yisrael, the land was like expanded. And when Klal Yisrael went into Golus, right, then the Kilo of Yaakov, the land contracted. Because traditionally, the size of Eretz Yisrael is Arba Meos Parsa or Arba Meos Parsa. 400 parsa by 400 parsa. Now, if you want to know what that is in metric or what do you call it, miles or kilometers, I'll tell you in a second.
That's what it should be, or what's going to be.
Yeah, 1 second. Let's say each amma each mil is 1 kilometer. About. Each mil is 1 kilometer. That parsa is 4 kilometers. It's 400 times 4, 1,600 kilometers. It's about 1,000 miles. So it's 1,000 miles by 1,000 miles.
So I'm saying square.
1,000,000 square miles.
So I'm saying square. So
Right,
it
right.
signifies-
That's what the Gemara, that's what I'm thinking. So it's 1,000,000 square miles.
Oh,
Well, that's what it was. But the Maisa now, there's no way you have that. First of all, nowadays it was, and the Maisa, the truth is portrayed in Eretz Yisrael, that Eretz Yisrael is like traditionally very thin, very
Vav.
right, like a vav, as you said, right?
Right, okay.
But,
So we're taking Jordan and Syria.
so I don't know what it means necessarily, but the actual land of Eretz Yisrael was
So when Mashiach comes, we'll rightfully have to take it or go to war over it.
we won't go to war.
So how will
Well,
they
we'll
give-
see. Well, we don't know what it's going to be exactly, but that's for sure. Tremendous miracles are going to happen. But there's may not be initially pleasant because there is it's prophesied the war of Gog and Magog, right? So who knows what's going to be? Let's pray. We should all be saved from the Chevli Mashiach. We should all be zeicha. We say every 3 times a day, "V'sachazeno eineinu v'shuvcha l'tzim beracham."
Maybe see.
Bezrat Hashem.
Vision of Zion.
Okay, so Yaakov, let's do the Rashi.
Right, so Uzu lachem, turn you and take your journey. Derech Arad
Chorma.
This that's the way of Arad and Hormath.
Now, why Rashi mentions to mention this, I don't know. Okay, it could be Rashi's because I tell you what the point Rashi's trying to make over here. First of all, initially it says Penu Ulachem, turn. Take it now, make a turning, and travel. Now that's self-understood where you're going. And then it says, Uvo Ha'omari, that's an additional instruction.
To the hill country of the Amorites.
Right, so that's also saying, Kamashmor. So you're saying, so the first step is, Pnuus Ulachem is Zu Derech Arad v'Chorma. This is by way of Arad and Chorma. That is to the east. That's the east side of Eretz Yisrael. And it's a
Right, but to them it's west.
It's west, yes. You're going into Eretz Yisrael.
Of course,
Kimashma, right? But Kol Shchenov,
and to all the
neighboring countries, which is
Ammon,
Moab, the Har Seir. The Mount of Seir, which who lived in Har Seir?
That was Esau.
Right, great. Okay, then Ba'arava.
In Arava.
Arava means the plains, right?
There is a plain which is
There-
where Bishor Shel Yahar. This is a plain which is forested.
Right, this is like the forest plain. Obviously, it was a very wooded area.
Lahar, in the hill country.
Zeh Har HaMelech.
The mountain of the king.
Now, this is interesting that the Gemara in Gittin says that Har HaMelech was a very big city it sounds like in the proximity of Yerushalyim, which was a very prosperous city. And it was called Har HaMelech. Obviously, it seems that the kings, I don't know whether they lived there or whatever, but that was his name. Okay, Uvashvela.
And in the lowland.
Right.
Zeshifalo Darom.
Darom, that was the southern lowland.
The south.
Right.
And in the south and by the seashore.
What's this by the seashore?
Ashkelon, the Gaza,
Gaza, right? The Caesarea,
etc.
Ashkelon,
Gaza, and Caesarea.
That's interesting because Ashkelon and Gaza are right down south.
Right.
And Caesarea is
a little bit north.
More. It's further. If they're north, it's north between.
It's between Tel Aviv.
I know that, but it's between Netanya. Is it north of Netanya? Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's near Hadera.
Right. So that's what's pretty quite far north. In the east of the Sifrei. Okay, so this is Talmud Kabbalah. Now, well, interestingly enough, is Rashi is sort of conspicuous by his absence of mentioning what is Vahalabanon.
So
now, let me ask you something. Rashi doesn't say anything. Okay, sorry, just let's finish. Right. I do the next one.
And it's
as is mentioned in Sifrei. Okay.
And the Har HaGadol, as far as the Great River, Mipanei Sheshka'im, Eretz Israel, since it's mentioned together with the land of Israel, Kol Gadol, it's called Great.
Now, why does Rashi mention? Maybe it was the biggest river. It says there were 4 great rivers. There were 4 rivers that branched off.
There was the Piston.
Gichon.
That used to be back in the old days.
Gichon, Pishon.
Gichon, what the Euphrates. Was it Tigris?
Chidekel and Pras. Those are the 4 rivers that branched out from Gan Eden. Okay?
Right, which was rumored to be in the Gulf of
Nahara Revi'i Nahar Paros. Right, the 4th one was Paros. Now Rashi points out over there in the Chumash Bereshis, they are mentioned by order of size. So Paros was actually the smallest of those 4 rivers.
Really,
so that's why Rashi says over here, you know why it's called the Nahar HaGadol, the great river?
You tell your wife, did you?
Right.
So
that's over sure, please. The great river, you know why it's called the great river? It's not because it was the largest river of those 4 rivers. No, because it wasn't, because it was mentioned number 4 in the Chumash Bereshis. So what is its greatness? Because it's mentioned in connection with Eretz Yisrael. Therefore, Karagodo, it's called great. Moshel Hedget.
We're going to a popular proverb saying,
right?
The king is a king.
Stick to the governor.
Attach yourself to the captive. And
how does it translate Shachvar?
Oh, sorry.
Captain?
Captain.
Yeah, captive, and
they will governor.
And they will bow down
to you. Means if you're connected with the top-notch people, right? Then you also some of the greatness or whatever rubs off on you. It means you get famous or whatever. So they say that
go near to an anointed person
and some of the oil will rub off from him. Right. It's
the sanctification.
Like Abraham said when he went
to euphemism.
Right. Abraham went to a perfume shop. No, who went to a perfume shop? Come out with smelling of perfume.
Right. That's what Mara says that.
That's what they mean when they say rubbing elbows, so some of it will rub off.
Right, exactly right. Yeah, that's the idea.
Right, that's probably
what I want to say.
So every saying, everything.
So that's why the Paras, the Euphrates, is called the Great River, right? Because it was attached. It had a connection with the Great Land.
Right.
Eretz Yisrael. Now I don't know where geographically the Euphrates is these days. It's like on the northeast of Syria.
Yeah.
So that's how far, biblically, that's how far Eretz Yisrael reached.
Well, they showed a
Same in the time of
picture
David HaMelech.
that the V didn't change, it just got stretched up a little bit. In other words, it went up like this, like that, kind of narrowed, and that this was the piece on the...
Because the top they join, no? Aram Naharaim. You see the place
Well,
Aram,
I'm not sure
right?
was
Aram,
was that within or not, because it wasn't a large area. So what it was that the kings of the area that Israel took over was they were paying them kesef.
okay, I don't know.
Homage. But then as soon as the kings weakened a bit, after Solomon, they didn't feel they had to pay
Are you in connection with
anymore.
rivers of Babylon? The rivers of Babylon. It's the river of Babylon.
Well, yes, there were two rivers there.
You have a connection with this. You connection
This
with
one of
Israel.
them was Euphrates, but that's
Connection with Israel. You said connection with Israel.
yeah. No, so
That was south.
the Euphrates, the Pras, the River Pras, the Euphrates, the top end, the northern end of the Euphrates was the northern border of Eretz Yisrael in the times of David HaMelech.
Right.
So that's why it was called the Great. That's why it's called the Great River.
Right.
Okay. Matt. Oh, so one second. Mr. Matt over here. Why is Rashi doesn't say anything about where Lebanon is? Okay.
Right, but we think it's the
Now, if you go into next week's parsha,
Read to Syria.
Next week's
No,
parsha
it's
with
Harabayit, I
Chanan.
thought. No, Harabayit, Laban, white.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go to Rebuyakinan.
Page Chaf, or whatever. Anyway, Yaakov, it's chapter 3, pasuk 25. 325. Page Chaf.
Right along?
Yeah.
25. Oh, yes, it says, Hebrana, Yireh, Et Torah,
Right, let me go over. Moshe Rabbeinu was praying to HaKodesh Baruch Hu, let me cross over and see this good land, which is on the other side of the Jordan. This good mountain and the Lebanon. So Rashi says,
which is a good mountain, isn't it?
Zu Yerushalyim. That's Yerushalayim, the good mountain. That's what all goodness emanates to the world from Yerushalayim.
Right.
The Halavonoim, and what is Lebanon? Zeh Beis Hamikdash. That's referring to the Beis Hamikdash. And he brings down the Sifsei Chachamim, it's actually Gemara. Why is the Beis Hamikdash called Lebanon?
It's white.
Why? So why is that? Because the Beis Hamikdash, no, the Beis Hamikdash, it whitens all the sins of the Jewish people.
Whitewashes.
Right, whitewashes the sins of the Jewish people, meaning that the service of the Kohanim, all the sacrifices act as an atonement and for the Jewish people, so that whitens all the sins of the Jewish people. That's why it's called Lebanon. So that's what Rashi says here in Vaischanan. Here Rashi doesn't say anything. So it could be that here, because here what this pasuk is mentioning is more geographical locations.
Right.
Was it an area, you say? An area? Or?
Well, it doesn't say. However, over there, Moshe Rabbeinu was asking specifically, he was pleading to go over to be able to cross the land, to cross into Eretz Yisrael. So the question is, what are we referring to over there?
Thank you.
So the question is the pasuk, what's the pasuk referring to? It could well be that our pasuk over here is merely referring to a geographical location, and therefore it means what we understood Lebanon. Because otherwise, why doesn't Rashi point anything out?
So in this instance,
We're
you
in
think
number
it's
7
Lebanon.
right now,
Right.
talking about.
Whereas
where's
over here,
Lebanon.
and later on in
Place
Beis
is the
Hanan,
thing, what exactly
why
is
does
it?
Moshe Rabbeinu
We're
not
almost
interested?
there.
Why is he specifically wants to go and visit Lebanon? Right, he wants to have the selfies in his album, right?
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Elamai, what was Moshe Rabbeinu's whole purpose in going to Eretz Yisrael?
Right.
To be able to experience the holiness, the spirituality of Eretz
Okay, so
Yisrael.
coming in there's two different places.
Right. Therefore, that's why Moshe Rabbeinu specifically mentioned over here the good mountain and the Lebanon. So there, obviously, that means Rashi. That's why Rashi explains over here. It's referring to something spiritual. Therefore, the good mountain is referring to Yerushalyim, and the Lebanon is referring to the Beis Hamikdash. L'chayra. Okay.
Wow.
By the way, Stamazon is always an interesting point. Why is Moshe Rabbeinu? First of all, he wants to go to Eretz Yisrael. I can understand. But we had in Parshas Pinchas, the Kodesh says, "I'm sorry, I'm not allowing you to go to Eretz Yisrael. No way you can go. But at least I'll let you see the land."
Right.
Now, what does Moshe Rabbeinu want to see the land? Okay, I mean he's going to put it in his log. Yesterday we saw this. This great going touring. Right, Moshe Rabbeinu's interested in going touring.
The first look, but don't touch.
No, he could watch it on the internet if he wanted.
That's for sure. Anyway, that's not the real thing. It's only a virtual picture. Anyway, Akoponim.
Nevo.
Being a little bit more serious, right? What was Moshe Rabbeinu wanted to see, right? So in Parshas V'eschana, we'll see this next week in the Farshim, explain there's two aspects. One is that Moshe Rabbeinu would be able to see Eretz Yisrael, and the holiness of Eretz Yisrael would have an effect to be able to absorb some of the holiness, even though it's actually being there, but just seeing it, he'll be able to absorb the holiness. And conversely, Moshe Rabbeinu would be able to instill some of his holiness into Eretz Yisrael as well. So it's like a two-way traffic.
Oh. So
We'll talk about this more. We won't be here next week. But anyway, that's the idea over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Report back law 1. For duty.
Weiter. 1 second. Matt, Pasuk Ches.
Okay. Ra'eh nesati lifnechem es haaretz bo or shu es haaretz asher nishba Hashem la'avosechem la'avraham layitzchak u'Yaakov laseis lahem u'zaram acharehem.
Okay.
Okay. See, I have given the land before you. Come and take possession of the land that Hashem swore to your forefathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give to them and to their children after them.
Very good. Okay. Let's see the Rashi.
Ra'eh Nesati. See.
Right. Now, the point is what Rashi's dwelling on. Why does the Moshe Rabbeinu or Kaviyachul quoting what HaKodesh Baruch Hu said to him, okay? Said to the Jewish people, Re'eh, see. Should be Shema, listen. Right? What's Re'eh? What is he saying? HaKodesh Baruch Hu was telling him something, telling the Jewish people something. Right? So what is the Re'eh? See. Nasati lifnechem, I've given the land before you. What were they seeing? Right? Okay, so Rashi's going, right?
The land. They're seeing the land.
Oh, yes, so the point is as follows. So Rashi's going to explain over here, meaning this, what the Torah is referring to over here is that they had already conquered the lands of Ammon and Moab, the Amorites, not Ammon and Moab, I'm sorry, but the land of the Amorites and the land of Melech HaBashan.
Right.
So he's saying, you were questioning, is it going to happen or not going to happen? See, you can already see that part of it's already happened. Okay?
Right.
So therefore just like this part's already happened,
Realize.
that the rest will happen as well. Okay?
Yeah, they already built the three cities of refuge, I think.
Right, correct, right.
But they hadn't opened it up for
Right.
the service.
But anechem atem roim. You see with your own eyes. Eini omer lachem meomed. I do not tell it to you out of speculation, or from having heard some report.
Right.
Speak some more.
Okay?
Bo or shu, come, take possession of it.
That's all it means, just have to walk in. Okay?
What a deal.
Aim. Carry on.
Ein ma'arer badavar.
Right, there's nobody.
Nobody's objecting.
Right, there's no objection, no disputing the matter. Ve'enchem tzrichem lamilchama.
So you do not need to go to war in order to take the possession of the lands.
And here Rashi says in Moed Kazach, Ilu
Lo shalchu meraglim. Had they not sent the spies? Lo hayu tzrichim lichlei zayin. They would not have needed any weapons.
right. It means if they had full trust in HaKodesh Baruch Hu,
Right.
then they would have been zeicha to tremendous miracles, and they would have just walked into the land. It says the hornets, whatever the in Parshas Mishpatim it says that the HaKodesh Baruch Hu would have sent hornets, released hornets, and those
Before
hornets would have
Cleared out everybody.
yeah, whatever, they would have how do you call it, spewed poison across the Jordan, right?
Oh.
And into the eyes or whatever, against the Canaanites, and wiped them all out. That was it.
Oh.
So you know, there's the forerunner of the what's he call it? The Russians doing this with this poison gas, nerve gas, right?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Oh.
Right. Anyway, this is okay.
Okay.
La'avoseichem.
To your forefathers. Lama hiskir shuv. Why did Scripture go on to mention again LaAvraham, LaYitzchak, LaYaakov, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, after it had already said to your forefathers?
Right.
Okay.
Ella.
This is repeated to teach us that Abraham kadai la'atzmo, that Abraham is worthy of promise on his own.
I mean, the Jewish people are worthy of getting Eretz Yisrael merely in the merit of Avraham. And there was the merit of Avraham alone, that would be enough to allow the Jewish people to gain possession of Eretz Yisrael. Similarly, Yitzchak. Yitzchak Kedai La'atzmoi, Yaakov Kedai La'atzmoi.
And the same as Yaakov.
Each one of the forefathers, in his own right, was enough merit for the Jewish people to gain possession of Eretz Yisrael. Okay, let's go around. Yisrael Baruch.
Va'omer al lechem b'nei
Ba'et.
ba'et
Ahi.
ba'et hahi le'mor lo uchal levadi
Se'et.
se'et eshem eshem.
Okay.
So, and I spoke unto you at that time, saying, I am not able myself alone to bear you.
Very good. Okay, Aces. Okay, let's see the Rashi here. Ramar Elei.
Moshe said.
Remember,
Right, Moshe was saying, yeah.
So, and I spoke upon you at that time, saying,
I said about you at that time.
Okay. Mahu lay more. What is the meaning of saying lay more?
Because it says, I said about you at that time, saying. I said, saying. I said. Well, you know the word saying is superfluous.
Moshe said to them, Lo me'atzmi ani
Omer
lachem. Not of my own accord do I speak to you.
Ela
Mipi hakaba
HaKodesh
HaKodesh
Baruch
Baruch Hu.
Right, but rather from the mouth of HaKodesh Baruch Hu. Meaning, well, Moshe Rabbeinu is saying that I'm not able to bear you alone, and I need assistance, and we're going to see the coming psukim, we're going to explain. Moshe Rabbeinu says I need assistance, we have to appoint other judges to work along with me. That is wasn't Moshe Rabbeinu's own initiative, it means HaKodesh Baruch Hu commanded him to do so. But actually we saw it was interesting, Yisro is not mentioned over here. It's very interesting, it never occurred to me. Why isn't Yisro mentioned? Because Yisro was the one who suggested it.
Wow.
Karov, what do you call it?
What-
Karov.
yes,
So
Rose.
careful about giving credit.
Right, it's very mega. I don't know why it didn't ever occur to
What
me.
is it? Karov, what do you call it?
Yeah. And he had 10 names, you could figure out 11. You could figure out one.
I don't know. It's very interesting. Okay, let's see the Rashi. Let's make a start.
Well-
We only have a minute or so left.
I heard Yisro mentioned 7 attributes of who he would appoint, and Moshe only could find like 2 or 3 of the
Right,
attributes
correct.
of people.
So here the pasuk mentions, we're going to see later, pasuk Yud Gimel, if you turn over the page, yeah, it says, Havu lochem anoshim chachomim unevonim viduim. Okay, so there's 4 things, Rashi says. Anoshim, which Rashi means going to explain means tzaddikim. Chachomim, right, which means they are wise. Nevonim, have understanding, maybe Dova Tevdova, and Yuduim, have wide knowledge. No, well, actually Rashi lines explains it a little bit different this, but anyway, Rashi mentions 4 things. It says in the end, later Tesvav, Pasuk Tesvav says, and I took the heads of your tribes, Anoshim Chachomim Viduim, but not, doesn't mention, so it mentions 3 of them, but not Nevonim. Rashi's going to point that out. Right. I didn't find Nevonim. We'll see about this when we get to it. Pasuk 15, when we discuss Rashi, just discuss it. Rabbi, so we'll have to stop here.